So with the Wano arc finally over, the final saga of One Piece can begin. Now while most people are left theorizing on all the crazy twisted turns that are gonna happen, I actually have some inside info on how the story is gonna go down. I mean, not to brag or anything, but Oda is my uncle, and he kinda told me everything. So strap in, because here is the final saga of One Piece. So we start off with seeing some of the wacky developments that have been happening in the world while the gang was in Wano, such as Sabo being framed for murder and Blackbeard raiding Amazon Lily trying to steal Hancock's fruit. But enough about that, cause it's Vegapunk time, baby! The Straw Hats are just vibing while all of a sudden they see a giant Gundam piloted by none other than Vegapunk's robot. She tries to capture the squad, but the ship blasts off and crashes straight into Eggman Island. While exploring the island, Luffy runs into the Dr. Vegapunk and begins to have an epic fight with him. But soon after, Vegapunk yields and explains how he doesn't want to hurt them, and says that the only reason he's helping the world government is because Akaido has nudes of him on his phone. The Straw Hats and Vegapunk come to a truce, and Frankie decides to get an upgrade. Soon afterwards, Luffy gets a call from Sabo. Yo Luffy, I'm in big trouble, man. Shit's crazy over here. Please help me out with Marijoa. I can't take it anymore! The Straw Hats make up their mind and decide to head to Marijoa and ask Dr. Vegapunk for help. He agrees and lends him his flying ship. Meanwhile, we see Blackbeard scheming in his lair and Shanks sipping a cup of coffee. When Luffy and Co arrive at Marijuana, they start tearing up shit left and right. Bloody massacre. Eventually they run into Sabo, who is trying to hide underground. Sabo explains that he came to free Kuma and is now trying to escape himself. Everyone decides to book it to the flying ship, but all of a sudden it gets blasted from the sky. The camera pans up and reveals the one above all, Emu, who starts attacking the squad with his devil fruit. The plot fruit. Luffy decides to start attacking, but it's no use as Emo has his plot armor on its side. So L-Dog goes gear 5th and picks everyone up and flies away. While flying away, Sabo reveals that he took a snap of the road poneglyph, which means they have all 4 now, so they can head back to the Sunny and start heading towards Laugh-Tale. Meanwhile, we see that the spy from Blackbeard is watching them the entire time, and now they know where Laugh-Tale is and start heading there. Shanks gets wind of this and heads over as well, plus the Navy and world government who are chasing after Luffy. And oh my goodness, when everyone gets a Laugh-Tale, it is just a non-stop fight. Like, dear lord, if you thought the raid on Onigashima was long, then buckle up. So many old faces just pop out of nowhere, it's insane. It's Avengers Endgame times 100. You got my mans Bartolomeo, Katakuri, Marco, Mihawk, Bon Clay, Ivankov, Yamato, Tom, Foxy, the Flying Fish Riders, Laboon, Wapple, Hogback, Don Krieg, that guy, Orlumbus, Mr. 3, Jack Sparrow, the Pirate Captain, Hans, Jason Momoa, Captain Knuckles, Popeye, Pirate Booty Mascot, and so much more. So the battlefield is just complete chaos at this point, and Luffy is in gear 5th fighting off Blackbeard and losing bad. Just as Blackbeard is about to deal a final blow to Luffy, Emu interrupts with all of the ancient weapons and tries to blow up the entire island. Blackbeard starts to focus on Emu, while Luffy is still on the ground recovering. After more fighting, Luffy ends up getting knocked back by a stray energy blast into a cave, and lays eyes on the One Piece. It then cuts to Luffy walking back onto the battlefield with a determined look on his eyes. Suddenly, he becomes engulfed in a flash of light, and 3 chapters later, he walks out and reveals Gear 6. With his newfound powers, Luffy yoinks the ancient weapons and blows up the Red Line, while also beating up Emu and Blackbeard. The Navy surrenders and everyone rejoices. Now with the battle over, Luffy takes his fellow Straw Hats to the cave, where the One Piece awaits. We then get to see that the One Piece, after all this time, the thing we've been waiting to see for over 20 years is a bottle of finely aged wine. Everyone starts laughing, and with Luffy now finally earning the title of Pirate King, he decides to throw the biggest party the world has ever seen. While at that party, Luffy walks up to Shanks and tries to give him his hat back, but Shanks refuses, saying it always looked better on him anyway. We then travel many years into the future, where we see where everyone ended up. Jinbei became a fashion icon and created his own clothing line, Shark Bites. Brook went back to performing on stage as the Soul King. He even landed a gig on the Super Bowl, although he did end up overdosing a few times, but luckily for him, he's already dead. Frankie got into boxing and went on to make Real Steel, the movie, in real life. Robin went on to become the J.K. Rowling of the One Piece universe and released her book titled Perry Botter and the Sun God's Stone. Chopper became the world's #1 doctor, but unfortunately he got into a car crash, losing his ability to use his hands. Luckily, he found a wizard who helped him heal his hands and taught him in the ways of the mystical arts. Sanji ended up finding the All Blue and became a world-renowned chef. Unfortunately, he has yet to get laid. Usopp became a hype beast and quickly gained millions of followers under the name God Usopp. But then he apparently got cancelled for saying that he was friends with the Pirate King. Nami went on to use the money she got from pirating to buy an entire farm full of nectarines, though she would still pickpocket people from time to time. Zoro opened up his own dojo and made the three-sword style known throughout the world, though not a lot of people were very good at it. Rumors even say that Zoro even tried using more than 3 swords at once. And Luffy kept going on adventures for a long time before settling down with Hancock and having a kid named Toofy. In the final scene, we see Luffy looking at a young kid saying that he's gonna be the next Pirate King and smiling, which leads to the next panel, which is just a big title card that says 2 Piece. Ooh, let's go, Zephyr, baby! 100 years, yeah!